Good afternoon and welcome to Game 3 on Day 2 of Ring of Honor Field Hockey here at the Regional Training Center at the Virginia Beach Sportsplex in Virginia Beach, Virginia. We have Assumption Rockets, and they'll take on Frank W. Cox High School Falcons. Cox wearing the white uniforms, Assumption in the pink, the same kits that they were wearing earlier in the day. And they fell by a score of 2-3 to First Colonial, so Assumption already with one game being played so far, maybe not at their full level of fitness. And Cox is certainly a team that when you play them, you have to be at your best. We'll see how that affects the Rockets as they play these 60 minutes here on this Saturday afternoon. A bit of overcast skies, but still great weather for some field hockey as the Rockets trying to get up on the goal early. This one kicked out over the end line. Assumption with the first attempt of the game. A big player to watch for the Rockets is Tyler Everslage, number 32, wearing the pink uniform. Had two big goals for her side, scored both of them in the previous game against First Colonial. And the early penalty corner already for Assumption. And so in the previous contest, the Rockets only had 4 penalty corners, but on multiple of those occasions, they would essentially just tee up Everslage and just have her take a swing as hard as she could, fire it on towards the goal. There's not many people who'd want to be standing in front of that path, in front of that ball in its path towards the goal. We'll see what the Rockets do here. This one's set up. Everslage takes a swing. A good stop there by Sanford. Cox is able to hold on. Zella Bailey specifically. She put her stick parallel to the ground, and Cox have been state champions 22 times, including 2018, 2019, and 2020. With a couple players from that lineup missing, there's still a lot of them back in action. We'll see how they can fare in this highly anticipated contest between two very strong teams. As the umpire signals for the ball to be moved over towards the sideline, Wheeler will restart the action. Looking for an opening to a teammate, seems to have found it here, moving towards the center. Krebs. Back into the defense, moves along towards the far side of the field. Sophie Bowling is able to pick it up. You can see just a bit of precipitation coming up. And these ladies are taking some steps out there, just from the field being watered. Just before this contest, haven't had too much rain since the games have started, at least. This ball sent inside the circle, tried to be cleared away by Megan Spear. Megan Spear, number 3 in white. Certainly one of the big leaders of the team. Spear, a senior this season. As the Rockets player goes down, back up on her feet. Looks like that's Izzy Haas, number 28. Aggressive defending there, but Everslage able to hold on to it. Pass across the width of the field. Bergner can't hold on to it as it slips out of bounds off her stick. Now a chance for Cox, really the first time this game for them to go on offense. And Sophia Birch quickly trying to get some work done, moving down the near sideline. Tried to flip the ball over towards Bailey. Irma Bailey couldn't keep it in play. Bailey in her first year at Cox. Specifically Irma Bailey. There's also Zella Bailey on the squad. She's in her senior season. There's 5 total on the team. And even though if you're not necessarily the team captain, you certainly can provide a lot of leadership being on such a strong side like Cox. And playing there for 3, and this will be their 4th year. You've certainly seen a lot of field hockey, and you've played a lot of field hockey, and you've done it at a very high level. Cox, one of the top teams in the country very frequently. Similar to First Colonial. So these two teams, the First Colonial and Assumption pretty evenly matched up in the first game of the day. So we'll see how the Rockets fare against the Falcons in this final game of the day. Day 2 of the Ring of Honor Field Hockey Tournament. Ball slips out of bounds over the end line. Cox able to reintroduce it back into play. About 8.5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. This pass elevated, brought down along at the halfway line by Irma Bailey. Over along on the right side, being shuffled along, trying to knock it out of play was Riddle. Kept alive. Haas runs out of real estate over on the far sideline. Brought back in play by the Rockets in a 2-on-1 situation. Aggressive defending from Cox. And a foul committed by Bailey. Quickly moving it now. Martin. Over along on the far sideline. Knocked out of bounds by Quinn Braithwaite. We'll see that one last touched one of the Assumption players before crossing over the sideline. Good interception. Bowling. Battling for possession. Knocked out of play. Today's game, of course, presented by Atlantic Bay Mortgage Group, as well as a variety of other supporters. Ball inside the circle for the Rockets. They look to clear it away. Assumption able to do so. Just a bit too far. I believe that's Wheeler couldn't get on the end of the pass. Now here's Emerson Miller. Fires one down the near sideline. And then Schwartz wasn't there to get on the end of the pass. Play disrupted by Birch. She's whistled for a foul. Virginia Beach Sportsplex would like to thank the following official sponsors: Zoop Eatery, Why Not Italian, Vault Athletics, Tropical Smoothie Cafe, Shine Time Power Wash and Paint Professionals, One Life Fitness, John's Tax Service, Dairy Queen, Chicho's Pizza, CHKD Sports Medicine, Atlantic Bay Mortgage, and AstroTurf. And since 1965, the AstroTurf brand has been driven by forward-thinking ingenuity. And today, AstroTurf continually improves its system design to deliver playing surfaces with the most realistic and sport-specific performance, longest-lasting durability, and sound player protection. This ball is cleared up by Assumption. A breakdown in communication over right by the halfway line. As Wheeler easily overran the pass from Anna Krebs. Schwartz reintroduces it into action inside the circle now is where it falls down. Cox with a good bit of defense there. Schwartz. We get her stick on it, disrupting the play for just a moment. Falling down in a bit of frustration, coming onto the face of Izzy Haas. Ultimately gets the call from the umpire. But certainly not happy and frustrated that she fell. Falcon was tripped up. Now 5 minutes to go here in the first frame of action. Only one penalty corner so far, that going to Assumption. It was quickly snuffed out by Cox. The Falcons haven't really been on offense at all too much in the first 10 minutes of this game. There's been a lot of possession by the Assumption Rockets. They haven't really been able to curate that into any offensive opportunities, any shots on goal. Seen a couple of runs by Bailey and over on the near side, but nothing really for the Falcons either. The Cox is one of those teams, they can slowly play their game, wait for their opportunity. As Spear gets whistled for a foul. Spear, one of those players, has a lot of speed at her feet. And so in the late game situation, she's still got a big tank of gas ready to go, ready to run. She can send that ball deep into the other team's territory, and more times than not, she's going to get on the end of it, or at least force the other team to make a play and put them under pressure. We'll see how Spear does in this contest against a strong Assumption Rockets squad. I mentioned earlier how they played already today. Well, sometimes that certainly can tire you out. Other times it just primes you up for another game. You get set to go. You've already found your rhythm. You know what your team likes to do. That one off target. A good look, though, for the Rockets. And certainly with all due respect to First Colonial, their contest against them, yes, the Rockets ended up falling by a score of 3-2. It almost acts as a bit of a warm-up for this Falcons squad. As you recognized what you needed to do and what you needed to do better, what you didn't do, as well as you thought you were going to do, things like that. Work out some of the kinks before another big game against one of Virginia's top teams. Well cut up in the feet of C1 Leathers. Now one given away. Cox, a big opportunity here over on the right side. Inside the circle now, falling down to the ground was Zella Bailey. Looks like she lost her footing there. Don't think she tripped. Maybe it's just the leftover water from watering the corners earlier, watering the field. The goalkeeper well outside of her cage. Did a nice job to shut down that last attack. And Cox would be wanting that last effort back. Big swing, but this one ends up just out of bounds. For the Falcons' defense is able to knock it away. Assumption looking to switch the field, able to do so. Nice job controlling the pass. Now high pressure coming from Birch. Schwartz wins the ball back for her side, bringing it in. Unfortunately for her, just a miscommunication between her and her other teammates. This ball sails out over the end line. A chance now for the Falcons to try and lock in Assumption deep inside their own territory here on the field, but a deep probing pass helps them evacuate their side of the field. It was intended towards Martin, and she was able to get on the end of it, but strong defense quickly forced a turnover. Now Assumption does the exact same thing on the opposite side of the ball. Pass up from Bowling over to Guy, who drops it back. Haas, intercepted by Braithwaite, out of bounds. Lending peace of mind. Atlantic Bay Mortgage is not your typical mortgage company. I understand getting a mortgage can be stressful, but we're here to help and guide you every step of the way. We're dedicated to providing you an enjoyable journey from start to finish. At Atlantic Bay Mortgage Group. Strong stick work here from Everslage. Scored 2 goals in the contest earlier today. This ball shuffled along by Sanford. Out towards Leathers. She looks to go down the line. Trying to find Bannon. Knocked out of play. And there's the horn for the end of the first quarter here at the Regional Training Center in Virginia Beach. Still nothing to split these two teams. Falcons and Rockets still deadlocked at 0. We'll be back in a couple minutes for the rest of the first half.
For more than 23 years, we've made it our mission to lend peace of mind.
Even when times aren't very peaceful.
We know that every borrower is unique.
That's why we put you first in every step of the loan process.
At Atlantic Bay, we are dedicated, now more than ever,
to providing digital tools, resources, and a lending hand.
To help you reach your home dreams.
Because we're here for you.
Whenever,
wherever,
however.
The Vault Fitness Facility is Hampton Road's newest 13,000 square foot facility located in the Hilltop section of Virginia Beach. They specialize in youth athlete development, personal training, small group training, and specialty fitness classes, all at Vault Athletics and Fitness. So after 15 minutes, Cox and Assumption still tied up at 1. Cox wearing the white jerseys. The Rockets in the pink uniforms. Assumption has certainly had the lion's share of possession throughout the first frame. It's been difficult for Cox to really have too many opportunities on offense. They've had a couple here and there. The most notable was Zilla Bailey capitalizing on a big turnover and a great interception. Unfortunately for her, she just couldn't finish the ball into the cage. She found her way about halfway down the field inside Rockets territory. With no one in front of her except the goalkeeper, made her way inside the circle, turned towards the middle after drawing the goalkeeper outside of her cage, and just lost her footing on a bit of water that was still left over from the field being watered before the game. But a great look for her, just couldn't quite finish. So both teams, everything to play for. 45 minutes to go, 15 left in the first half. Assumption starts with the ball. We'll see what they do here. We've seen a couple of teams elect to send it down deep into the opposition's territory towards a corner. And it looks like that's what they're going to do here. They play it low and on the ground. Send it out over the end line. Other times we've seen squads try and take the ball for themselves and build up possession from inside their own half, try and draw the other team forward. Possibly open up the field a bit more. Typically you see that strategy used a lot in soccer. This one is sent in the middle through the circle, and an outstretched goalkeeper Can't make the save, but in the end, she didn't need to. The shot was off target. A great look, though, for Assumption. The goalkeeper, Abby Spear, staying strong. Abby Spear, a senior this year. Sitting inside the cage. Hasn't seen too much action today so far. The Rockets haven't really had anything to do going towards the goal. They've had maybe one or two shots, but nothing of consequence that Spears had to deal with. The ball is forced out of play by Schwartz, along the near sideline, right in front of the Assumption bench. It's cleared away, intercepted along the halfway line. Braithwaite takes it back for the Falcons. Immediately, Assumption is there, and Bowling wins it back for her side. The long pass is picked up by the Falcons inside their own territory. Now here's Martin. In a 3-on-2 situation, able to get the pass off. Over on the far side of the field, Everslage working her way inside the circle, but defense is there. Is able to slow her down. Hawks is a team that likes to sit back and wait for their opportunity to come their way. You see that, of course, they're defending aggressively, but they're not going to be essentially on all-out attack on defense where they try and force a turnover immediately and capitalize on a counterattack. If the opportunity presents itself, sure, they're going to go for it. They much prefer to wait, find their time, and pick their opportunity to go forward. And perhaps also in this case, knowing that Assumption played a game earlier today, let the Rockets do all the running around here in the early stages of this match, and after halftime, begin to turn on the jets and pick up the tempo. Good spinorama inside the circle will earn a penalty corner for Assumption. Their second of the game. Had one in the first quarter. Now they get their second one here. Cox, nothing to show for them at least in the first 15 minutes. An opportunity here. 11 to go in the first half. This one set up for Everslage. Pass it along over to the left side. Shot towards the goal. And a diving effort by Spear. Doesn't even need to make a save as it's off target. At Zoop Eatery, you can build the perfect boxed lunch, a customizable and an individually packaged meal for your convenience. Choose from any of their wide variety of soups, fresh salads, made-to-order sandwiches, all served with a hunk of bread and dessert. There's something for the whole crew at Zoop Eatery. 3-on-1, that pass threaded right down the sideline, but unfortunately knocked out of play by Bailey as she tried to recover the pass. The turnover gives Assumption the ball once more. And the Rockets trying to find that opportunity to go forward and get a shot off on target. Almost seems like Cox knows that that's the game plan of their opposition. So they're just content to sit back and let the Rockets come to them. Ready to defend, and they've been ready, it seems, almost the entirety of this game. A great poke check there, able to disrupt the play. Rockets player goes down, no call from the umpire. This play continues. Bailey. Irma Bailey over on the right side. Battle for possession as the ball slips away from her stick. Now towards the middle of the field. Krebs comes up with it. Foul called. Goes against the Rockets. And Bailey tries to run right through the opposition. Krebs, though, standing her ground, gets knocked to the floor. The Rockets resume. Pass over to Wheeler. Keeps it alive. Poked away by Schwartz. Right to another Assumption teammate just outside the circle. Making her way inside now, Martin. This effort up and over the bar. Well off target. Spear making a theatrical save. Sometimes that's part of the fun of being a goaltender. Penalty corner here for Assumption, and that's a yellow card issued to number 17 for the Falcons, Emerson Miller. She's headed off the field. And for a good reason as well. It seemed like it was just a bit of a push from behind, elbow to the back of the Rockets player. Good eyes on the umpire catching that one. 8 minutes to go here in the first half. Chance to get the go-ahead goal up on the board for Assumption. Setting it up for Everslage into the back of the goal. Everslage with the assist, it seems. And she sent that one towards the direction of the goal and finds its way into the back of the cage. Assumption up by 1 over Cox. That's a big goal there for Assumption. They've been on the front foot almost the entirety of this game, but up until this point had nothing to show for it. So that's a big feel-good moment for them. They're able to get 1 goal up and the 22-time state champions. Wheeler has the needle down the line. Guy takes it in stride, turning towards the center. Everslage once again. Wheeling and dealing just outside the circle. Over towards the right side. This ball goes out of play. Possession still for the Rockets. Moving forward, Bergner. Umpire spots a foul. The ball will head back down the other way. Sent in towards Falcons territory. Bowling couldn't keep it. This ball elevated up and a bit too high. Dangerous play there. The umpire slows things down, brings the ball to a halt. And we'll restart the action. Bergner once again. A good pass towards the middle from Wheeler. And Bergner gets it back. Just outside the circle, Everslade's trying to work hard for the ball. It ends up getting a foul instead. Just under 5.5 minutes to go here in the first half. He's running right through the competition. There's Joey Savino. Others was stopped in her tracks by Bowling. Now Martin moving down the line. Offers a hand to help up her opposition, but it isn't taken. Whistle was blown, and a bit too aggressive there on offense was Liza Egan. As Bowling 2-on-1 here. Gets the call going her way. Savino commits the foul. And 4.5 minutes to go inside the second quarter. Ball skips up. Settled down by Braithwaite. It's on outside the 25. It's collected though by Assumption. Towards the end line inside the circle. Shot taken. Caught up in the equipment of the goalkeeper Spear. And the penalty corner coming up for Assumption. Another one for them. Their third of just the second quarter. As a beach institution since 1968, Chicho's Pizza has been serving the best pie around for over 50 years. From the single founding location to now 8 locations around the area. Stop in or order online to find out why they're a Hampton Roads favorite. Chicho's, more than pizza. Haas inserts the ball. Big swing by Everslade and a great kick save by Spear in goal. It's an outstanding job by Spear. Great reflexes and also flexibility to make sure that the ball didn't find its way into the back of the goal. Seems like 99 times out of 100 that one ends up on the scoreboard. Spear proving the odds wrong. There's a foul on the Rockets. I believe it was Haas who scored the first goal of the game. And so far the only goal, as we're under 3 minutes to go here in the first half. Still 30 more minutes of regulation action coming up after the break. Unger dribbles up. It is dispossessed. Turns it over. Everslade. Stick handling between a couple of Cox players. It turns the ball over. Here's Spear. One-on-one, brought down from behind. The counterpart also falls down. That was Krebs, Caroline Krebs. She's quickly back up, though, trying to get back into the play. Just a bit too much power behind the pass from Braithwaite as she was looking for Irma Bailey over on the far sideline. Could look for Cox, but nevertheless nothing to show for it. Froley. But wide towards Bailey, and again, Bailey losing her footing on the field. That's the second time we've seen that happen to her. Now Bailey, looks like she's going to be issued a card. Now pleading her case to the umpire, saying she tried to make a play for the ball and an interesting situation here. It seems like the umpire's mind is already made up. Probably best not to converse too much about it. So Cox will be down a player for the remainder of this first half. Only about a minute or so. We'll see if that affects them too much. This ball was sent in towards the circle. Settled down by Caroline Krebs. She's losing her stick now. Sanford's equipment goes flying. She's able to quickly collect it though. And continue on this offensive opportunity. Gonna send the ball towards the middle of the field. Moving away inside the circle. Slowed down, goalkeeper outside of her cage. No whistle from the umpire. Bowling. Moves the ball down the line straight to the Falcons. Unger. A little physical game from Martin. A foul is called. The Rockets able to intercept the ball, win it back for their side. Heading deeper and deeper into their own territory. Aggressive defending coming from Bailey, forcing a turnover now. Leathers right along the sideline. Pass towards the middle. Just inside the circle. 3 defenders in the area. Bailey couldn't keep it. She goes to the ground. Getting frustrated now. Has to collect her stick from the floor. Leathers plays it up inside the circle. The horn sounds. That's the end of the first half. One life, one inspired life. We're here to help. Start your new membership today at any one of One Life Fitness's 8 convenient Hampton Roads locations, or go online at onelifefitness.com to claim a free trial pass. Once again, you can go online at onelifefitness.com to claim a free trial pass. So we're going to be back in a couple minutes for the second half of this exciting contest between the Assumption Rockets and the Frank W. Cox High School Falcons. The Rockets lead by 1 at the break, thanks to the goal by Haas. 7:45 to go in the second quarter.
For more than 23 years, we've made it our mission to lend peace of mind.
Even when times aren't very peaceful.
We know that every borrower is unique.
That's why we put you first in every step of the loan process.
At Atlantic Bay, we are dedicated, now more than ever,
to providing digital tools, resources, and a lending hand.
To help you reach your home dreams.
Because we're here for you.
Whenever,
Wherever,
however.
What's so extreme about the DQ Reese's Extreme Blizzard? How about all the Reese's you could dream of, with classic creamy Reese's peanut butter cups and crunchy Reese's Pieces? Plus, you guessed it, peanut butter topping and chocolatey topping. All blended in world-famous DQ soft serve for a treat that takes your favorite combo to a whole new level. Wow, what a rush. Get it delivered at DQ.com.
Nobody cares for more young knees than CHKD Sports Medicine. Our specialists, surgeons, and physical therapists work together to develop treatment and training programs that get young athletes back up to speed safely with the strength and confidence they need to stay in the game for the long haul. CHKD Sports Medicine. Care today to last a lifetime.
After more than 50 years of innovation, AstroTurf still leads the way. The inventor of artificial turf does it all, right here in the USA. We engineer, test, manufacture, and install the world's most innovative fibers and turf technologies, with over 30,000 tracks and fields worldwide. AstroTurf, powered by Sport Group.
So here in the final game of Day 2, in the Ring of Honor Field Hockey, presented by Atlantic Bay Mortgage Group, the Assumption Rockets up by 1 over Cox High School Falcons. Just lone goals so far, being scored by number 28, Izzy Haas, for the Rockets. It was on a penalty corner back in the second quarter. About 7:45 left to go. Haas inserted the ball, played it up towards Everslage, and earlier we've seen Everslage take a big swing at it, instead trying to place this one towards the near post where Haas was situated. Haas able to get her stick on the ball, just touch it into the back of the cage, and that's where we stand now. We're 30 minutes down, 30 to go. It's been a very interesting game, to say the least, from the perspective of Cox fans. Haven't seen too much offense really at all. Had a couple of opportunities to try and threaten the Rockets' defense, but maybe in total getting off 2 shots, if that, across the first 30 minutes. And with the whistle clock underway, this one skips out over the end line. And now we'll see what Cox decides to do here. If they can pick up the pace and try and keep the Rockets inside their own territory. There's the goal scorer, Haas, picks the ball up. Assumption wearing the bright pink uniforms, Cox wearing the white. Currently trailing by 1. Haas across through the heart of the field, over the opposite side, getting a different angle at things. Perhaps trying to catch the midfielders out of position for Cox. Ball goes out along the sideline. Playing things slow, Bowling. Taking it up now, increasing the tempo. Foul by the Falcons. Restarted. Guy. Carving towards the center. That pass knocked away. Went off the hand of Guy, it looked like. So Sophie Bowling restarts. Plays it back to Haas. Give and go along the end line, looking and trying to link up with Ella Martin. That pass off target though. Whether this is your first game today or you've been watching all three contests, I want to thank you for stopping by and checking out what we have to offer here at the Virginia Beach Sportsplex in the Regional Training Center in Virginia Beach. The clock stops and looks like a card is going to be issued to number 11 on assumption. So Anna Krebs headed off the field, and now Cox, a player up. And a big moment for them now. As they're trailing by one, but have the numbers advantage for just a brief moment. We'll see if they can make anything out of it. Nice job by Assumption, though, to win the ball back immediately. 3 white jerseys surrounding the Assumption player. But that ball squeaks free. And now here's Irma Bailey over on the left side of the field. She's being tracked alongside her by Riddle. He's slowed down, tripped up just a bit. So now Cox will take their time, make sure that they have everyone heading up for this play. Spears fouled. Spear, intended pass for Bailey, is intercepted. Swung on and the ball knocked away inside the Cox half of the field for just a fraction of a second before it's quickly won back. Schwartz elevates this pass. He's going to go towards the circle. Instead, that one just goes out of bounds. Possession still in favor of the Falcons, just outside the circle. Here's Schwartz. She's over along on the sideline. Trying to work her way towards the middle. Hard hit, low and on the ground. But it's stopped. Defense comes up with it. Birch whistled for a foul as the ball got under her feet. It got kicked around there. Good interception by the Falcons. Now brought down just inside the 25. That was number 8 Braithwaite. And that's another card being issued to an Assumption player. Caroline Krebs now. Joining Sister Anna over on the sideline. As Bowling heads back towards the cage. Penalty corner coming up. First of the game for Cox. Spear makes her way over. She'll be the one to insert the ball. I have to watch her for a sneaky near post run. Here's the top of the circle. Taking this one herself. Bailey taking a shot into the back of the cage, but too high. An unfortunate happening there. For the Falcons, thought they had a chance there to equalize, and they did, but just the shot elevated a bit too high. Finds its way into the netting. Zella Bailey again. Braithwaite inside the circle. Penalty corner coming up once more for Cox. A second chance here to right the mistake that happened previously. Let's try and keep the shot a bit lower than it was before. But easier said than done. The Spear sends this ball in. Left side of the circle. Shot taken, deflected away by the goalkeeper. It was Hofflick. Harley Hofflick in goal, making the stop there. Unger moving towards the end line quickly. Shuffles a pass along inside the circle. Bailey, low and on the ground towards the center. Defense comes up with it. Knocks it out of play. Possession still sticks of Cox. Braithwaite goes to collect. She'll pass the ball up for Bailey. One of the team captains who's set to restart the action. Over towards her right. Unger. Inside the middle. Whistle blows, and that's another penalty corner. Here for Cox, their third of the third quarter and third all game. Trying to figure out what works for them in the set piece play. Trailing by one to the Rockets. Falcons looking for an opportunity here, top of the circle. Set up by Bailey. Moves it over towards her right, carrying it herself into the back of the cage. We've got a ball game here. Zella Bailey, 8:26 to go, left in the third quarter, equalizes on a great effort. And they're on that corner. Ball was inserted by Spear straight to Bailey. And she took her time, waited for the players to come outside of the goal. Made a quick move like you would see a slalom skier, just trying to nip around the gate at the very last possible moment. Created some space and separation from the defender. There was more than enough room that she needed, able to slide it home. Now here's Irma Bailey. She's dispossessed inside the circle. Job well done by Hannah Riddle on defense. We've got a brand new ball game here between these two sides. Both teams able to successfully capitalize on an attempt at a penalty corner. Long probing pass, skips up off the stick of Unger into her legs. He turns the ball over, but immediately winning the ball back. And now a card being issued, a yellow one. Towards the player on the Rockets. So now sitting out for a bit will be Ella Martin. She moves over, has a seat in the penalty chair. Everslade skips the ball up. A bit too high up on the opposition, catches one of the Falcons players in the arm. The Rockets, though, win the ball back, but immediately give it away off an errant pass. Spear, great interception for her. Lets the pass fly as she's falling to the ground. No call from the umpire, as we've seen a number of players take a few spills today. Zella Bailey with a couple for just herself. One of them occurring in essentially her one-on-one situation with the goalkeeper for Assumption back early in the first half. And again, a couple moments later, over by the sideline. Able to stand her feet enough to score the game-tying goal about 3 minutes ago. So Falcons tie things up 1 goal apiece. Now here's Birch. Along the end line, trying to keep it alive. Triple teamed though, and turns the ball over. Her teammates working hard to win the ball back, and they're able to do so. Schwartz inside the circle. Knocked away by Bergner, out of bounds. Here's Schwartz looking for a teammate to try and pass to. Instead, she'll take it herself, moving towards the circle. Low pass through the middle, find its way all the way through and out on the opposite sideline. Whether your child is competing as a part of a football team, likes to ride a bike, or is on the road to Olympic glory, the multidisciplinary team at the CHKD Sports Medicine program is dedicated to the comprehensive treatment of illness and injury in pediatric and college athletes. Foul there committed by Cox deep inside the circle for the Rockets. Another great interception, that time by Spear. She plays a nifty pass up for Bailey. Bailey over to the right side for Unger. Elevates it inside the circle, picked off though. Good hand-eye coordination, able to take that one away. Braithwaite along the end line, forced out of bounds by Bowling. So Falcons will continue to hold on to the ball here. As Bailey gets set, slowly makes her way towards the goal. So fires that pass right out of bounds. John's Tax Service has been providing tax preparation and retirement planning services, along with JPM Financial Services. They've been serving all of the Hampton roads for over 20 years. They're the best thanks to you. Battle for possession over on the opposite sideline. Falcons seem to have come away with it. Bailey inside the circle, her pass is off the mark, intercepted by the Rockets. Taken away for just a moment. Bailey gets it back. Fires a shot on towards the cage. It's lost in the feet of the goalkeeper. And somehow it doesn't end up in the back of the cage. Irma Bailey quick to crash the boards. And Hofflick there. A fortunate break for her in goal. As very easily this game could be 2-1 in favor of Cox. Riddle sends the ball up, taken away by Cox. Now here's Durr. Mackenzie Durr able to keep it alive. Fresh onto the field here. Durr is the substitute for the Falcons. Bailey trying to take a swing there and win the ball back unsuccessfully though. And it's a foul in the process. Their heads down out of bounds. You see Reeves Caparici and Ava Ostrowski headed into the game, taking the place of Sophia Birch and Irma Bailey. So 2 sets of fresh legs for the Falcons with about 90 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Not a lot of time left. Score still deadlocked at 1 thanks to Zayla Bailey's equalizer. Chance to go up by 1. Good sliding stop by the goalkeeper for Cox. A good effort though by the Rockets as they nearly found the opening that they're looking for. Second chance here for the ladies wearing pink. Good sticks parallel to the ground defensively for Cox. Disrupts the play. Bailey moving down quickly. Crosses up a defender. Has room to run in front of her. She's carving towards the goal. Errant stick from Riddle to produce a penalty corner for the Falcons. Their fourth of the third quarter. The entire game. Less than 20 seconds to go here in the third. Bailey was able to score off the last iteration. And we'll see what the Falcons do here. Switching things up, so it's Spear to deliver from the near side of the field. Just off the right side of your screen, the ball gets inserted to Bailey. She fires this one off target and out of play. So the horn sounds, and that'll signal the end of the third quarter. We've got 15 more minutes to go on the clock. Quite an exciting game here between two very strong teams. And I want to remind you to revitalize your property today. Shine Time is your turnkey solution for all power washing and painting projects. With years of experience in both residential and large-scale commercial settings, their focus is to bring new life to your home, building, or outdoor space, and also ensure 100% customer satisfaction every time.
Nobody cares for more young knees than CHKD Sports Medicine. Our specialists, surgeons, and physical therapists work together to develop treatment and training programs that get young athletes back up to speed safely with the strength and confidence they need to stay in the game for the long haul. CHKD Sports Medicine. Care today to last a lifetime.
The umpires blow their whistles as the players get set to head out for the fourth and final quarter of regulation here in Game 3 of Day 2 of Ring of Honor at the Regional Training Center in Virginia Beach. Austin Urch here bringing you the action, the Virginia Beach Sportsplex. I remind you to eat better and feel better. Tropical Smoothie Cafe is bursting with fresh flavors. They offer grab-and-go catering and boxed lunches. Tropical Smoothie Cafe on Princess Anne Road, right across the street from TCC. So it was Izzy Haas who got the first goal up on the board for Assumption Rockets. With 7:45 left to go in the second quarter. And that's how the score would stand for quite a while. It wasn't until Tella Bailey about 10 minutes ago at this point, with 8:30 left in the third, was able to score on a penalty corner for her side, as there she is stick handling right now. One of the team captains for this Cox squad. Was able to net the equalizer through a disallowed goal earlier, after the shot was a bit too high. And still everything to play for between these two teams. It's been a very hard-fought battle, and for the first 30 minutes, it seemed like Assumption was really dominating the game. There was not a lot that Cox could really do on offense. The Rockets really limited the Falcons, ensuring that possession stayed in favor of Assumption. And they just really limited the number of opportunities that Cox had to get shots on target. I think maybe they had 2 shots across the entirety of the first 30 minutes of play. No penalty corners to speak of. A very quiet offensive first 30 minutes, but in the third quarter they certainly picked things up and are doing that once again here. Bailey inside the middle of the circle. And she's turned away and commits a foul in the process. That'll bring the ball back just outside the circle. In the third quarter, it seemed like it was a brand new Cox team. Falcons came out, earned 4 penalty corners for themselves, scored a goal, able to tie things up, and were dominating the possession game, much like it was the Rockets in the first half. The Falcons certainly have quite a bit of momentum here going forward into this final frame of regulation action. In the Ring of Honor at the Regional Training Center. Assumption, after a brief break, trying to combat their opponents and any momentum that they have is to find a ball inside the middle of the circle. Falcons able to clear it away. Move down the line. Unger up and over the stick of Izzy Haas. Now here's Sanford. Her pass is intercepted. It was taken right back by Spear. Mentioned earlier in the game how Spear certainly has a lot left in the tank come the fourth quarter, and showing it off there. Finding a good pass to Bailey inside the circle. Bailey can't hang on to it though, so it's knocked away by the defense. Wheeler there for the Rockets. Ball taken away, but a foul committed. Now waving Zella Bailey forward was the umpire. She continues the action inside the circle, carving her way inside. Picked up by Sophie Bowling. No one there on the end of it for the Falcons, and a bit of a missed opportunity there for them. And a foul will help things out. Just outside the circle, over on the near sideline, right in front of the Cox bench. Unger threads the needle along the end line. Pass sent out towards the opposite side of the circle. Carried in. Shot deflected away by the goalkeeper. Battling for the ball, Schwartz. Penalty corner coming up for Cox. Megan Spear set to bring the ball in. Had an assist on the Cox goal so far. Sends this one up. Schwartz over towards her left. Couldn't quite settle it down. And another penalty corner coming up. It was Addie Froelich who had a bit of difficulty there controlling the pass, and now so she'll swap out with Emerson Miller. Miller situated just off the left side of your screen. Spear gets ready to insert the ball once more. Up top to Schwartz. Over across to Unger. Low one on the ground into the back of the cage. This one scored by Braithwaite. The assist going to Irma Bailey. And Cox Falcons in front for the first time today. That's a big goal for the Falcons there. Going up by 1, they have not held the lead until this point. Have a lot of momentum in their favor. Scoring the last 2 goals back to back here in the second half. The camera angle is essentially perfect on that last effort. Showed you the line of sight that Schwartz saw. He sent it down, took a deflection off of Irma Bailey's stick, and found its way right to Quinn Braithwaite, right along the near post. And Braithwaite able to tuck it home successfully. A lot the goalkeeper could really do there. Hofflick. This ball gets elevated up into a dangerous area, according to the umpire. It was passed out by Riddle. Nearly stolen away by Unger. Kept alive by Sophie Bowling. Good ball control there. As now here's Everslage working her way inside the circle. A dangerous player Everslage is, able to equalize if she's given the opportunity. Hasn't done it yet. Shot deflected away by the goalkeeper, Abby Spear. The second chance here. Brought down just outside the circle. No advantage played there. And Falcons able to hold on. They knock the ball out. It was picked up by Anna Krebs, working her way along the end line. Falcons seem to have come away with it. They'll just knock it out of bounds. Nice job there by Braithwaite and the rest of the defensive squad for the Falcons. Able to withstand and not allow the chaos to overwhelm them. Deep inside their own territory, inside the circle at such a crucial time. About 7.5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Assumption will feel hard done not to come away with a goal there. It seemed like it had all the perfect makings for the outcome being a goal, as here's Anna Krebs once more, sending a shot in. It's off target, out of bounds. The Rockets still in possession though. Assumption needs to be able to sustain this pressure and try and wear down the Cox defense. Falcons have been on the front foot now. Assumption's first couple attempts at trying to equalize the game. Inside the circle. Cox player goes down, that's a penalty corner. After Emerson Miller hit the floor. And after no penalty corners in the third quarter, this will be their first of the second half. Izzy Haas over to take the corner and insert the ball. 6 minutes to go. Sends this one up, brought down by Riddle. Across the field and just off target, very nearly there. The equalizer for Assumption. And celebrating over 28 years in Hampton Roads, Why Not Italian has a commitment to excellent ingredients, traditional recipes, and treating their customers like family. And that is what allowed them to serve delicious food to the community since 1993. Dine with them at any of their 7 locations, including their newest Haygood location on Independence Boulevard. What's for dinner? Why Not Italian? As here's Sanford. Elevates this pass down the field, deep into Rockets territory. 2-on-1 situation, but the foul is called against the Falcons as Riddle comes up with the ball. She switches the ball onto the opposite side of the field. Now the Rockets looking to work quickly down the line. Foul is whistled against Megan Spear. Froelich on defense, trying to make a key interception. Ball won back by Miller. Over on the sideline, 3 pink jerseys surrounding her. She turns the ball over to Wheeler. Martin comes up with it. Sends a pass back in towards the circle. Brought down by Bailey. Bailey quickly moving. Over on the left side of the field by the spectators. In pursuit right next to her, Caroline Krebs. Bailey still moving quickly. Not a lot of support there, but she's just more interested in possibly taking some time off the clock, giving her defense a chance to breathe. That's exactly what she did there. This one sent out over the end line for a big swing by Schwartz. Take some more time off the clock. 3:40 to go here in the fourth quarter. Spear gets set. She looks to move the ball around towards the top of the circle. Over on the right side. Braithwaite just off target, very nearly there. Got her hands to her forehead. Can't believe that she couldn't finish on that opportunity. A great look for Cox, but the important thing is their defense has recovered a bit from the onslaught that they were being subject to. So hopefully they've been able to lower their heart rate just a bit, as well as the fans at home, whose heart rate still might be a bit high, as Agan inside the circle runs out of real estate though. As the Rockets didn't realize that they still had possession. 2.5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Assumption very capable of scoring at least once in that time frame. The defense just has to hold on. Here's Sophie Bowling. Good stick handling, working her way back towards the middle. Just outside the circle, fires a low pass. Trying to get a deflection towards the mouth of the goal, but unsuccessful in their attempt. And as tempting as it might seem to just let anything go that you can, as 2 more substitutes come onto the field for Cox. Mackenzie Durr as well as Leathers make their way out there to see some more time. As tempting as it seems to just fire off a shot when you get that opportunity, you want to make sure that it's a good one, because if you miss and the shot goes off target, the opposition gets the ball and that's more time bleeding off the clock that you can't utilize. You want to make sure that you have a great opportunity and you'll be able to convert on your chance. Because your number of shots at this point mean absolutely nothing. It's the quality of shots that you get. That's the really big factor. So why pass on, or why settle for an average shot instead of trying to just make sure that you have a better shot on the opposite side with just 2 more passes? You're going to work your way around the circle, catch the defense out of position. And under a minute to go. Carrying this one inside the circle. Leathers did well to avoid that one with her feet. Durr on defense. Krebs. Pass inside the circle, snuffed out by the Falcons. They're able to clear it away and sent heartily down the field, back towards the goalkeeper. Hoffig will move quickly, try and get this one back to a teammate. Riddle sends it back down. It's intercepted by Leathers. Leathers turning towards the far side of the field. Inside the circle now, 5 seconds to go. And the final whistle blows. And a sweet, sweet victory for Frank W. Cox Falcons over the Assumption Rockets by a score of 2-1. And speaking of sweet, every day is sweet And Dairy Queen is serving you Blizzard treats like M&M's, cookie dough, Reese's, and Oreo fudge brownie. Thanks for being our fans for all these years, and here's to many more. Dairy Queen Lansdowne, fan food, not fast food. And a great showing between of Cox Falcons and Assumption Rockets. Goal for the Rockets being scored by Izzy Haas. 7:45 to go in the second quarter. In the final game of Day 2 at Ring of Honor, the Regional Training Center. A comeback effort held up by Cox. Bailey able to score the equalizer in the third quarter with 8:30 to go. Quinn Braithwaite in the fourth quarter, 9:45 left in the game. Was able to get the go-ahead goal for her side. And the Falcons come out on top. Thanks so much for tuning in to today's contest, presented of course by Atlantic Bay Mortgage Group here at the Regional Training Center at Virginia Beach Sportsplex. Thanks for coming out. I have been and will continue to be Austin Urch, and we'll see you next time.
For more than 23 years, we've made it our mission to lend peace of mind.
Even when times aren't very peaceful.
We know that every borrower is unique.
That's why we put you first in every step of the loan process.
At Atlantic Bay, we are dedicated, now more than ever,
to providing digital tools, resources, and a lending hand.
To help you reach your home dreams.
Because we're here for you.
Whenever,
wherever,
however.